So good morning, and yeah, got some new shoes in the house again. This is the Li-Ning Red Hare 9 Ultra, and I bet you didn't see this one coming, but yes, I have ventured into the world of Chinese running shoes. I got this one from AliExpress for I think 120 euros or something like that with some discount codes. And yes, AliExpress is a bit dubious, but everything worked out fine, and I received this shoe in about 9 or 10 days or something like that. And yeah, this is definitely a max cushion shoe from Li-Ning. I don't really know the official specs on this. They're a bit tricky to find, but this is definitely over 40 millimeters, and yeah, it looks quite interesting, I have to say. So let's see how this runs. So yeah, what is the Li-Ning Red Hare 9 Ultra like to run in? I gotta be honest, not even exaggerating, put this thing on for the first time, ran 100 meters down the road, and just instantly knew that this thing is the real deal. This thing might be my favorite arm-plated shoe ever. Just the sheer bounce in this midsole here, the smooth rocker, perfect fit. This here is going to be a rave review. This shoe is special. Gotta say, I've just had so much fun in this thing. So yeah, let's have a closer look at this thing here. And yeah, it does look pretty crazy, doesn't it? It visually kind of reminds me a bit of the Nike Pegasus Premium with the 3 layers of different materials. And yeah, the most striking feature is probably this red layer here. This is what Li-Ning calls their super boom cap. So it's not an air unit as such, and I'm probably not going to do a very good job of explaining this, but as far as I understand it, it's a very low density foam that's kind of wrapped in a film or a capsule as such, which in theory prevents the foam from collapsing too much and should give you more energy return and more bounce, which sounds a bit gimmicky, but this is not a gimmick. This thing is the real deal, to be honest. And yeah, the top layer is some ATPU foam, which is Li-Ning's top race foam, and the bottom layer is a beaded PEBA foam like Power Run PB. So Li-Ning is not skimping on materials here, and there is a plastic or glass fiber support plate in the midfoot to add a bit of stability and control the twist of this thing. And yeah, otherwise we have a CPU outsole here, which is a tech that Adidas has adopted in the Adios Pro 4 and the Adios 9. Very, very grippy, and actually full coverage here, very light material as well. And yeah, otherwise the upper and the fit on this, nothing too crazy actually. I mean, quite a bit of structure in the heel counter here, quite firm actually. And I did go a half size down on this after seeing a few reviews, which was probably the right decision, to be honest. It fits me perfectly now, but it is a bit of a low volume toe box. It does feel like it presses onto the top of your toes just a little bit. It's nothing too serious, but just something to be aware of, that if you need volume, then I'd go true to size in your EU size. And if you're okay with a bit of a tighter fit and a bit shorter length, then I'd say going half size down like I did is not a bad idea at all. In case you couldn't tell yet, I just absolutely love this thing, and I have to say it's been quite a relief actually that this is such an awesome shoe, because there aren't really that many resources on Chinese running shoes. I mean, it's a handful of channels I rely on, but not that many. So yeah, we actually have a guest in this video here, so quite happy to say that I have a second opinion here. So I'll hand the camera over to Andy and yeah, see what he has to say on this thing.
Hi Robin, thanks so much for having me on the channel. Delighted to share my thoughts on the Li-Ning Red Hare 9 Ultra. Let's go through it very quickly. My thoughts on this shoe, absolutely spectacular in the max stack cushion category. A lot of issues that I have with max stack cushion shoes is the fact that they weigh a lot, the midsole feels a bit dense, it's not as responsive, and I feel like that's because there's just so much foam in there that it doesn't know what to do with itself. If you tested a shoe from a brand, let's say with a normal stack height, for example, you might get a lovely popping sensation, fantastic responsiveness. I feel like when you get so much midsole in there, it can sometimes counteract itself and just not be as lively and as exciting. And don't get me wrong, big max stack shoes aren't meant to be the most exciting shoes to run in. They are really designed for recovery, but you do like to have fun when you're out on the run, and this thing delivers it. Not only are we, in my UK size 13, about 70 to 80 grams lighter than something like the Nike Pegasus Premium, the midsole setup here is fantastic. It delivers something which is not super soft, it's not super firm, it's somewhere right in the middle, and you have a lovely small late rocker just to keep you going through your stride really nicely. I've tested it on a variety of paces up to marathon effort, and it's excelled in all of them, and honestly I can't find a flaw other than the fact that the laces are quite long and there's definitely scope to use the extra eyelet here to do the runner's knot. Otherwise, this is an absolute winner in the max stack shoe category.
Ce train aura un retard probable de 5 à 10 minutes.
Yeah, this thing almost feels like a shoe from the future, to be honest. This is kind of like the evolution of the Pegasus on the Vomero Premium. This is the kind of shoe that Nike, they might make this in 5 years or so, and then it's gonna cost like 300 euros. Well, I paid 120 for this from AliExpress, and it does kind of make you rethink some things here. Just how good this shoe is, and also how innovative. This midsole is just so unique. I've never had anything like it, and it does kind of put a lot of the Western brands to shame here. So there is one bit of a word of warning with this shoe. It's not really a criticism as such, just something to be aware of. I took this thing on some trails on my first run, which were frozen and yeah, quite uneven ground there. And I mean, common sense should tell you that this is not a trail shoe at all, but it did feel unstable on uneven terrain, and it does feel a bit unstable in tight turns as well, which is, well, just par for the course here, I guess. I mean, I've got a very tall stack here of different foams in different densities, not a super wide platform underfoot. And yeah, what ends up happening is if this platform starts tipping either way, then yeah, there's really not that much structure here to hold you back from collapsing the whole thing. And yeah, it's just something to be aware of. I think if you really need stability, then just forget that this shoe exists. But like I said, it's not really a criticism of this shoe, because this thing at the end of the day is so light, and if Li-Ning put more structure and more stability in this, then it would make it a more bulky shoe and a more heavy shoe. And yeah, I think that's kind of the danger here, and what we would end up with is sorry, but something like the Nike Vomero Premium, which is a bit of a brick. So very happy that they made it like this, but just do be a bit cautious maybe. Yeah, this shoe is just awesome. It's smooth, it's bouncy, it's fun, it's comfortable, it looks cool. I think it's super light, pretty much the perfect shoe that Li-Ning created here, and such a hit for me. And gotta say, with the Western brands, been a bit underwhelmed of recent. I kind of feel like a lot of them are just using a lot of old technology and kind of drip feeding it, like a lot of these super trainers. Got the Magic Speed 5 actually. I sent that one back without running in it. It's the kind of shoe where, I mean, it's 190 euros and you're only getting a slither of the good FF Leap foam, which is pretty much muted by the other stuff in there. And I mean, this is so much cheaper and really feels like the pinnacle of technology, to be honest. It's something that's been a bit eye-opening for me. Alright, so yeah, I think that's it here on the Li-Ning Red Hare 9 Ultra. And in summary, what I like about the shoe is everything, to be honest. I absolutely love this thing. I've been having so much fun in this, and yeah, this is legitimately one of the best non-plated shoes I've ever run in. And what I don't like about the shoe is nothing really. I think this is pretty much perfect. I mean, it is a bit hard to find in Europe, but it's not really a criticism of the shoe or Li-Ning. It's yeah, just a bit of a tricky situation in China. But yeah, hope you found this entertaining, and like and subscribe as always, and see you soon.